football team a tough day after.
Yeah, especially they got off to such a good start against the Hurricanes down in the Orange Bowl, but just couldn't pull it out at the end. A tough loss for Syracuse. The SU football team can find little reason to smile today. Yes, they played the Hurricanes very tough down in the Orange Bowl, but the fact is the Orangemen lost a game they could have and really should have won. SU won the toss and came out aggressive, mixing the run with the pass and driving 60 yards in 11 plays, capping it off with this 1-yard TD pass from Donovan McNabb to Malcolm Thomas.
We came out with a lot of emotion, telling ourselves that we could score on these guys. We just had to run it down their throat. Coach DeLeon did a great job calling plays and mixing it up in the first series. Offense scored 7-0.
But even down 10-0, the Hurricanes able to stay in the game thanks to some great running by Danielle Ferguson, the Big East rushing champion, going for 163 yards and 2 touchdowns.
I think the offensive line did a great job blocking up front, you know. And I do what I do best. I hit the holes quick and I make people miss me. And we were able to put points on the board and throw the ball in the air when we needed to and execute it very well.
SU led 24-14 at the half, but in the second half, the offense couldn't move the ball and the defense gave up 21 unanswered points, leaving the players tired and frustrated.
We come down here to play Miami. We didn't come down here thinking about the next game. You know, we came down here to play Miami, you know, and that's it. You know, right now, that's it. I mean, yeah, we're happy that we've got a bowl game and all that, but, you know, we had that coming down here.
Anytime you play against us, you got to play for 4 quarters. You just can't play 2 or 3 minutes of the first half and make some couple of big plays and go up by 14 points like you're going to beat us. It don't work like that.
As a result, the Orangemen will be heading to the CarQuest Bowl, but after coming so close to beating Miami on the road, a bowl bid is little compensation. We take a look at the new top 25, and Nebraska way out on top. Ohio State dropping from 2nd to 5th in the polls. The next 6 through 10, Seminoles falling from 6th to 8th after their loss to the Gators. And the Big East teams, Virginia Tech and Miami still in it. Syracuse, though, 26th, 12 votes behind Toledo. The Rockets 10-1 in the Mid-American Conference. Well, to the pros, in a big AFC East matchup in Rich Stadium today. At the start of the year, all the so-called experts figured this game would have been New England zoning in on the Super Bowl with the Bills playing spoilers. Shows you what the experts know. It's just the opposite. The key for New England, rookie Curtis Martin. When he goes for 100 yards, the Patriots 4-0. When he doesn't, 0-7. So what does he do? Well, if this is any indication, yep, he follows the fullback, a huge gain down the right side. Martin would go over the 100-yard mark. But the Bills dominating into the third quarter. Thurman Thomas over the top. Buffalo up 25-13. The Pats come back, though. Drew Bledsoe, watch, he just drills it to Ben Coates for the touchdown. 28-25 New England at that point. They tag on another TD off a Chris Slade interception return, and the Patriots win it 35-25. To Indianapolis, a historic day for Dan Marino here, breaking Fran Tarkenton's all-time record for most career touchdowns. Keith Byers, the recipient, number 343 for Marino's career. But Jim Harbaugh turned in the better performance today. Any arguments for comeback player of the year? 3 touchdowns today, the savior for the Colts against the Dolphins. And once again, Dan Marino sets an NFL record, but it comes with a Dolphins loss. The Colts win it 36-28. To the NFC, and as for the Giants, well, what can you say? The coach wants out, the team is in disarray, and the fans want some answers. Unfortunately, they weren't playing the Jets today, so none of them would get their way. We head to Soldier Field. Everyone, put in your contacts. Not such a bad game after all, though. Back and forth all game long to the fourth quarter. Eric Kramer to Michael Timpson, putting the Bears up 24-17. The Giants playing for pride at this point pretty much. Can't fault Rodney Hampton. He plays with a lot of pride all throughout the season. From 2 yards out, that ties the game. But Kramer working the 2-minute drill to near perfection, drives the Bears to the 20-yard line, and Kevin Butler, he misses one earlier, but nails this one from 37 yards. The Giants fall again. They drop to 3-9 on the year. The Bears now 7-5. Checking the scores, the Jets leading the Seahawks in the third. Carl Pickens, a 5-yard touchdown reception with 17 seconds left for the Bengals. Philadelphia win over Washington. In the Green Bay win, Nottingham grad Dorsey Levens, 2 rushing touchdowns for the Pack. Denver and Houston in the third quarter. Pittsburgh and Cleveland tied at 17. San Francisco big time over St. Louis, and Atlanta and Arizona tied in the third. 2 hoops where, barring a major letdown, you expected the Orangemen to have little trouble with Lafayette yesterday, and they didn't. The game showed the team what it's doing well and what it needs to work on. What is it doing well? Well, going to John Wallace for one. Not a dominating game, but 20 points for J-Dub. Otis Hill was strong off the bench, 14 points and 6 boards. And Jason Cipolla coming through with 14 hard-earned points of his own. But offense wasn't what Jim Boeheim was really concerned about most. That was the defense, and for the most part, they responded. The Leopards hit just 37% of the shots, and with 6 blocks and 10 steals, including this one by Todd Bergen. Coach Boeheim said he's pleased, but they still have a long way to go to get ready for the Big East season.
Defensively, we did some things a little better. We helped a little bit better, but we still gave them some wide open threes and some opportunities that they just didn't make the shots. But those are things that we have to work on.
The next Orangeman basketball game Tuesday at 8 o'clock, hosting O'Donnell Foyle and the Colgate Red Raiders.
And that should be a relatively easy game as well.
Yeah, except they may have trouble with Foyle inside. That'll be the best matchup of the game.
All right, we'll be watching. Thanks. Still ahead tonight. We'll let you know. Wait, 2-9. Steve Bunin in tonight for John Burton, and the Jets actually win one.
Yeah, between all the three New York teams, the Bills, the Giants, and the Jets, they all had shots to win. The New York Jets coming away with the victory. Still a shot at that #1 pick in next year's draft for the Jets, but Seattle standing in their way today. The Seahawks winners of 3 in a row, but they always seem to have trouble with the Jets. Could New York pull off the loss and continue the quest for the #1 pick? I guess I've already answered it, but take a look at the highlights anyway. Into the Kingdom, Rick Meyer trying to get Seattle back into the playoffs, but the Seahawks shooting themselves in the buttocks, as Forrest Gump might say. 3 first-half turnovers, and the Jets would capitalize, mostly Adrian Morel. A big day for the third-year pro, 116 yards on 24 carries. Jets up 7-0 with his touchdown right there. Nick Lowry adds to the lead from 32 yards, splitting the uprights, 13-0 Jets at the half. The Hawks come back, 10 points in the third, including the touchdown from Meyer to Max Strong, but Lowry ices it in the fourth. The field goal from 41 yards. And the Jets, their first road win in over a year, 16-10 over the Seahawks. To Rich Stadium in Buffalo, the key for New England, Curtis Martin. If he goes for over 100 yards, the Pats are 4-0. When he doesn't, they're 0-7. So what does he do? Well, how's this for an indication? Yep, Martin goes over 100 yards, including the 40-yard gain over on the right side there. But the Bills were way ahead into the third. Thurman Thomas over the top, and Buffalo leading 25-13. But the Patriots come back. Drew Bledsoe leading the way. Starting to get his rhythm again. Fires it in to Ben Coates, the touchdown. That makes it 28-25. They would tag on one more. 35-25 the final. The Patriots improved to 5-7. Well, with the Jets winning today, could Giants fans hope for the same luck? A tough game to do it, visiting Eric Kramer and the Bears at Soldier Field. To Chicago, put in your context, not such a bad game despite the Giants' lowly record. Back and forth all game long to the fourth quarter, tied at 17. Eric Kramer rolling right to Michael Timpson. Touchdown Bears, 24-17. Giants playing for pride at this point. Rodney Hampton bowls through. He goes in, it's now 24-all. But Eric Kramer working the 2-minute drill like a Unitas type. Gets them to the 20-yard line, and then Kevin Butler, he missed one earlier in the game, but this time he nails it from 37 yards. The Giants falling to 3-9 on the year. How about in San Francisco? The 49ers, Steve Young returning his first game back. How would he do? Well, just watch and find out. But first, it was the Rams striking first. Chris Miller to Randy Kitchen. The touchdown, the spike, and take some aggression out there, Randy. But Young here to the rookie J.J. Stokes. 16 yards, some nice moves around left end. He goes in, that ties it at 7 in the first. Then in the second quarter, the same combo. Young, back to pass, hits Stokes over the middle. That makes it 14-7 49ers. It was then 21-7 San Francisco when Eric Davis picks off Chris Miller, and look at him go. Now watch here as he gets to about the 20-yard line, slips away from the tackle, and does go in for the score. 28-7 at that point, and the 49ers go on to win it 41-13. To the scores, the Dolphins lose to Indianapolis, but Dan Marino setting the all-time NFL record for career touchdown passes. Philadelphia a winner. Also Green Bay 35-13 over Tampa Bay. Houston a winner. Pittsburgh in a tight one over Cleveland. Arizona in overtime over Atlanta, and New Orleans, Carolina late in the fourth quarter. In hockey, the Crunch on the road tonight taking on Carolina. This is the last time the Crunch will play the Monarchs until late January. And as we crunch the numbers, you see a big comeback win for Syracuse, 4-3. 3 goals in the third. Brian Loney, his 5th game winner of the year. To the NHL scoreboard quickly, and Florida beating Los Angeles. Winnipeg shuts out Edmonton. Chicago and Calgary are tied in the third. Now in the NBA tonight, a trade involving a former Orangeman. Sherman Douglas has been dealt from Boston to Milwaukee. The point guard who left Syracuse as the all-time NCAA leader in assists heads to the Bucks. In return, the Celtics pick up shooting guard Todd Day and journeyman center Alden Lister. To the NBA tonight we go. Sonics hosting the Bulls. Scottie Pippen would have a very big game up in the Pacific Northwest. The dynamic duo, Jordan to Pippen in the face of Detlef Schrempf. Good. Bulls up big in the first. Then Seattle comes back. The high-low from Gary Payton to Sean Kemp. He can send it in, I tell you. Now, off the Hersey Hawkins miss, watch Jordan, the rebound, the quick outlet to Pippen, down the floor and sends it in. Big play to end the half, though, for the Sonics, trying to get the momentum back. The inbounds pass stolen by Hersey Hawkins. Watch, he tries to get it to Sean Kemp, but instead bounces over to GP. Peyton puts it in. He had 26 on the game. In the second half, the Sonics starting to pull away. Peyton to Kemp, throwing it down. 25 points and 14 rebounds on Kemp's 27th birthday. The Sonics win 97-92. Checking the scores, Charlotte and Detroit winners, and Minnesota over Milwaukee. Now finally tonight, week 13 in the NFL has come and gone, and in case you didn't watch every game, we here in the sports department did, or at least parts of them, and with all that free time, we have chosen for you the plays of the day. We start out back in San Francisco. In case you missed it 2 seconds ago, watch as Eric Davis turns on the speed here. Boy, he can really get down that sideline again, breaks the tackle in the San Francisco win. Davis, 86 yards, and he takes off the goalpost too. To Houston, Chris Chandler looking for Chris Sanders. Watch the diving catch into the end zone. You want more great catches? How about here in Arizona? Staying up, Royal Preston. How does he do it? Then, not only breaks the tackle there, goes all the way around the right sideline for the touchdown. But not just the NFL. We give you all the sports here at TVH. Dennis Rodman, the green dew for the Sonics. Pippen falling away, showing his all-pro form. And finally, D. Brown says goodbye to Sherman Douglas. We don't need you. Look what I can do. To Dino Raja. 4-2. So the plays of the day from TVH 5. And that's it for sports. Busy night.
Yeah, busy night. They'll miss Sherman Douglas, though.
They probably will. We'll see if he has a good start with Milwaukee.
Okay.
Wish him luck.
Thanks very much, Steve.
Still ahead tonight, another look at the weather you'll face tomorrow.